Oh shit! Come on, I'm gonna pull up a shot real quick. I'm gonna pull up a shot one time. Hang on, I need my sneaker. Shit, I'll get that on the next episode. Ooh. Well, damn. Okay, got the whole blueberry in that bottom of that. Yeah. To us. Eye to eye. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Alexa off. Oh man, look, we gonna, it's for the grown folks. You know what I'm saying? For the grown folks, so they know exactly what's going on. No, man, it's one of our off times. So you already know, like normally we have freaking Sophia here or whatever, but hey, depending on the day or depending on the week, she might not be here. She might be over there with moms or whatnot. So we don't really got to worry about it at the other house, right? Yeah, but no, I mean, I just want to shoot like a pilot so that we could kind of get like an idea generally of what we would have to offer the people, whatever, and see if it really could work. And we go and record this and send it off to editing and all that other stuff and do what we do, but casual. So instead of being in the office where I record like the Cannon Bros podcast, or you know what I'm saying, us being in the back where you do like Minnie and Mary and all that kind of stuff, I figured we just give it to them in our usual spot, just kicking it on the couch. Kicking it on the couch. That's it. Yeah, ain't got the braids out. No fro out, no nothing. It's just, you know what I mean? Just kind of kicking it how we kick it at home. But welcome, officially welcome, right, to the Duncan Dynasty Podcast. Yeah, we just gonna see how this rock, man. Of course, it's Jerell.
And Jasmine.
And we are the Duncans. Yeah, man. So you already know how to go. Yeah, all that. But no, man. So what tonight's been about. It's one of the nights where we ain't cooking. We ain't cooking. We ain't cleaning. Every night we always have like something that we go over starting at 9 p.m. That's normally no matter what night it is when we put the little one to bed or when the night's winding down or both. Then we normally will like we'll go over what's our weekly thing.
On Thursdays?
Like just all throughout the week.
Health, finances, business, date night.
Right. Tonight is finances. So, babe, just real quick, just for the people, like explain why every night we have like a topic that we just have to go over. Like, what is that for?
Just to make sure we're on the same page.
Right.
And it's just a way that we can make sure we're communicating throughout the week. Just holding each other accountable throughout the week and talking.
Yeah, and just talking, right?
Instead of just watching TV and going to sleep, we have stuff we talk about, discuss, stuff that we can plan to do next week,
right?
Just stuff like that.
Yeah. I think I've enjoyed that part too, because especially since making that jump off the cliff into like entrepreneurship and all that kind of stuff, like back in last November, like since like that started, that calendar has been like my other best friend. That's been like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's been my brand new best friend, because it's kept me on point. So I got a calendar for the accounting firm, right? There's a calendar events for the Canna Bros, and then there's a calendar events for us. Anything that's going on with the family, either things that we can structure, like these topics that we talk about every night, or it's like special events, right? Or if we're just trying, like we get a new something happens in our life where there's like these events that we now have, like, oh, every Thursday we now do this, every Monday morning we now do this. That stuff is so helpful because people always ask you out of nowhere, what you doing Thursday?
Right.
And you be like, bruh, let me check real quick. At least I can go to my phone and actually be like, okay, I'm just gonna check it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that thing has been crucial. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things like I recommend for like entrepreneurs, and definitely people that's trying to juggle like that balance of being like an entrepreneur and be a family man,
Right.
or a wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I'm saying? It may even help some teenagers out there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's some real stuff. So with tonight being finance, you know what I'm saying? It's like I guess we really can kind of get into a finance conversation, right? The craziest thing though lately, I know you and I have been like talking about a lot, is like making sure all these topics that we have every night, God is always a major part of that conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we go into finances, it's, hey, we got this set up, we think about doing this, we think about doing that, but if God permits, right? If God allows us to, if God guides us, because we want all of our moves to be guided, right? Like we want all of our moves to be guided. We ain't really trying to just do something that ain't blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like we live a blessed life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like moving into a new build, having a house built for us, you know what I'm saying, that we moved in fresh. I mean, it's still spots in the closets and the corners and stuff that still got to dust off to stop getting my hats from getting dirty. But yeah, like it's dope. It's just something, you know, I like, you know, but everything that we talk about is always God led.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And finances is a big one, because that's one of the most common reasons people break up.
Ooh, talk about it.
Because of finances, because
Right.
of, you know, the because you know you have ups and downs, and right, especially as an entrepreneur, you know, ups and downs in finances,
Right.
and that can put
Facts.
a stress on family life and personal life.
Yep.
And that's why we want to always keep God first.
Facts.
And make sure our faith is right, because you're going to have those seasons where it's hard and it seems like, or you feel like you start down yourself and the decisions you made and stuff.
Right.
But, you know, you just got to keep the faith and know that God is always in control and everything's going to work out.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I'm with that. I mean, that's the faith conversation, you know, plus the big thing that we believe in, of course, is that like we're just stewarding over these blessings, money included. Is just it's we're learning how to be better with stewardship, right? Like we're learning how to be better with like, yo, I can't be married to this money. We say that shit like all the time. Just, you know, I'm kind of growing up in like urban neighborhoods and shit like that. Like you say stuff like, oh man, I'm married to the money and all that stuff. I'm like, no, bro,
money over everything.
Money over everything. Money over bitch ass. Right. But we ain't but the thing about it is like you really can't be fucking married to that shit, man. Like you can't. I'm married to Jasmine Monet Duncan. Like that is, yeah, I not put the whole fucking government out there. But no, I mean that's who I'm married to. Like I ain't married to nothing else. You get what I'm saying? Like I have a tight relationship with God, and that's just how that works. But then at the same time, you know, money is a big factor in a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you need money to survive,
bruh. Look, you need money to survive. Like, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so and just knowing that you live in Western civilization where money is king, queen, jack,
right.
10, 9, and 8.
Right.
Like, that's just like what it is, you know. So as far as finances, I know something that we've been talking about lately has been like being smart, right? So where we have yes, we have steady income, then there's sporadic income, having a household where there's a person, there's salary positions in that household, there's entrepreneurship, multiple entrepreneurship opportunities for us both in the household, and other ways that we can get money, right? And of course, YouTube, fan base, and all that stuff being one of them. So if you like what you listening to or you watching, make sure you like, share, subscribe, love, like, all that. Drop some comments on what we should be doing next. Right, man. Show the Duncan some love, man. We trying to build a dynasty. What? So yeah, but yeah, you know, where was I going? Shit.
I'm trying to cook a motherfucking damn ham a fucking sandwich. This pussy ass nigga burned a fucking sandwich. Why the fuck you ain't eat it cold? The fuck wrong with you?
Hey, shit, motherfucking
God damn it.
Goddamn me, that trash can punch from Momo's, that thing hitting. That thing been brewing for a while. No, but right, in the Bacardi bottle. That the country way. Yeah. They ain't gonna show that too long till Bacardi cut that Chizek.
Right.
But nah, I mean, so the thing we've been talking about lately has been our like ways. So we have salary income, we have entrepreneurship, multiple entrepreneurship income coming into the house, and all stuff like that. But one thing that we knew from when we were engaged, the conversation was, hey babe, I want, oh thank you, come on, clean me up. No, get me. Clean me up. Lick your put your spit on it.
Okay.
All right.
I got it.
I thought you want to put your spit on it.
Okay.
Anyways, we're gonna keep kid friendly. Now, anyways, no, but one of the things we talked about early, like, was this idea of like our marriage is going to make money. I remember saying that to you. Mm-hmm. I said to other folks too, and they probably looked at me like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, my marriage will make money, meaning she gonna bring some money into the house. I'm gonna bring some money into the house. She gonna have various ways to do it. I'm gonna have various ways to do it. But
at first I thought Jerell was crazy because I was like, yes, because whenever you said that, I automatically thought like a business. Well, you already said that. You said we would have our own business.
Yeah.
Hinted at that I would have my own business,
right?
And I was just, I don't have that hustle spirit in me, that entrepreneur spirit, or at least I thought I didn't.
She got it.
But now,
she got it. Yeah,
it's different. So
yeah, no, foresight. Foresight's a big thing. Shout out to my partner in crime, my boy Corey. Something that he always talks about is foresight. Like, foresight is so important because, like, you have to be able to see what's not in your hands. You have to be able to see what you can't see in this moment. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, it's faith, it's belief. I don't know how you do it without having faith. You get what I'm saying? And luckily, I come from a background of believers. You get what I'm saying? So the idea of faith is instilled within me, but we don't have always the most positive affirmations from people about having faith in yourself. You know, people don't always have faith in yourself, but we do. But the only reason I brought that up, not to go into a tangent or nothing like that, I brought up different types of income that could come into the house, right? So lately, you know what we've been talking to, we're going to talk to the people about it. But lately, what we've been on is investments, right? So it's been like, we ain't know really a lot about stocks. I had my boy T that was really giving me the rundown, like, hey, this is what I did. You know what I'm saying? Let me kind of put you on. And luckily I have people around me that's really always like looking to push forward. You know what I'm saying? You are who you hang around type thing. And all my guys are, you know what I'm saying? Like all my dogs are like, yo, real kings. Like I hang around real kings, like no social media titles that don't deserve to be given type. These are like real people that do for their households and more. But T, being one of those, was putting me on stocks. So we really started getting into stocks. He started putting us on Chris Sains, some other people that's kind of on YouTube sharing like their knowledge, information, patterns, all kind of different stuff. So you can really make money in the stock market and stuff like that. And that's kind of crazy too, because of what's been going on. The pandemic and everything has an effect on stocks and everybody down bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of, I have my Stash account, the little app. I deleted the app, but it was still charging me the subscription.
Oh, you got to watch Stash. They definitely gonna charge. That's a fact.
I thought my subscription plan was $1. It turns out to be $3. Mm-hmm. And I had to re-download the app and be like, when did this change? But it turns out that the money I had in Apple was actually doing pretty good. Like I got some return on it.
Oh, okay.
So I go ahead and take that out.
You took it out? Did you go and put it into Robinhood or something like that? Or just took it out?
I just took it out.
Okay, right.
We'll see what happens.
Right. But stocks is one of them.
Yeah.
Right. Stocks is one of our investment situations. And then lately we've been working on something.
We've been investing in ourselves.
We've been investing in ourselves, right? And because we both have different ideas and stuff that we can do with we both have different ideas and stuff that we could do with like these ideas or creativeness and stuff that we've already been working on. So it's like double down. Like the only thing, how like you have a great idea as an entrepreneur, sometimes it's just the belief. Who gonna believe in you more than yourself? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like why would you not if you're able to get like a little influx of cash or something going on, or even just the discipline of putting a little bit back at a time so you could be able to invest with something, maybe a habit that wasn't necessarily instilled growing up, that now I truly believe in, so no matter what it is, but stocks. And then we have another business that we're doing together, right? And we don't kind of keep that under wraps because I don't like really speaking about a lot of stuff until it's at least like peeking its head out a little bit. Like it ain't got to be super successful.
You got to move in silence a little bit until
right.
Start popping.
Lil Wayne said, "Real G's moving like lasagna." You damn right. So we gonna try to keep that under wraps, but investing in ourselves, because the way I look at it, and there's other things. So let me see, stock investment. And there was something else that we was looking at on our 30, 60, 90 plan. Is there anything else that we were kind of invest? Oh, Minnie and Mary's the third one. I'm tripping.
Minnie and Mary.
Of course, it would Minnie and Mary. I mean, that's your baby. You get to talking about Minnie and Mary. I mean, just as far as like investing into Minnie and Mary, like you want to talk about that?
I guess right now I'm just trying to work on making my products like a better quality, higher quality.
Okay.
And just the whole experience of Minnie and Mary, like when people order and stuff. I'm just trying to make it more like customer friendly and more like people like drawn to it and stuff.
Right.
And so that is going to cost money. So I'm going to have to invest in better equipment and, like better molds and just a better process. So my products then are better quality.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we're working on.
Yeah, for sure. And for me as a supportive figure and just as your husband, your partner, your best friend, all that kind of stuff, but also business partner in something different. I want to see you win. First of all, even if I was being selfish, like, girl, bring more money into this house. Right. So I'd just be like, do you need help? You need a hand mixing some stuff? I don't know nothing about no resin. All I know is resin A, resin B. Is that right? Yeah. Resident A, resident B, you mix them together, something happened. That's all I know. So my question to you is always like, you need help mixing something together? I do whatever.
And it's not really like a like making the stuff that I need help with. It's
Right.
more of like the marketing, the like the whole, what do you call it? Like the packaging and
right.
It's the presentation of the whole thing.
Why? Because perception is everything.
Yeah.
How people see your brand is everything,
Yeah.
right? So not to say that every business we have is a multi-million-dollar business, but we are setting the foundation now after receiving the correct education about business. It's taken years to put together all this information from different industries.
And I'm just piggybacking on everything he's learned. I'm trying to take and use it for myself and my own business.
Got to.
But I mean, like,
got to. And if you're doing it for yourself, then the house benefits, right? And then when we're doing that, it's like, why not do a business together? Right. So, I mean, I'm gonna be excited to like share with like the Dynasty listeners and audience and all that kind of stuff like that once we really get it going, because it'll be dope to me to share with our audience the real progression of the business, right? Because like that's a whole little sub niche of its own. Like, hey, like within our platform is this idea of like, yo, we're building something. We want to show y'all while we're doing it to prove that you can do it too.
Right.
Like if for anything, I ain't saying we some figureheads, role models or stuff like that, but everybody is a potential role model to somebody. It's like, look, bro, go out there and inspire. You know, we early in this year, we were really getting just like we are now, but starting to get connected with God again, like really like real relationships with God. Like we were really like working on that. That was a part of our thing, you know. And one thing that all three of us and Sophia, were speaking about was being able to be proud. Like, I'm a believer. That's what it is. I really don't have time to argue with you in your little phase where you don't believe in God right now. We was chopping up about that offline, but I ain't gonna throw nobody out there. You know what I'm saying? People be funny, like you going through something, you abandon God. Like God already knew that was gonna happen, but you'll come back. Hopefully you live long enough to come back, you know, but whatever. But you know, that whole thing is like important, you know, to us, especially at the beginning of the year. We're building on that relationship with God, and we knew that we wanted to inspire and impact people and be ourselves, be authentic. Like this is really us, bro. Like me and her in some random graphic tee. She got on the grad tee. Shout out to Dre. She got a random grad tee that we was rocking.
Shout out to them 22 grads.
You know, and I'm chilling. I don't even, you know, I'm the type that don't even like to go out the house in the do-rag. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all getting in this is something that you don't see us on.
Just
every
us
other
raw.
way. It's like us raw. You know what I'm saying? So if I may say God in one sentence, then I might say, you know, I might use some profanity in the next sentence. That's really me. Yeah. Ain't no reason for me to lie to y'all. Like, look, I don't lie to God. Right. Why am I lying to you? Who is you?
Who are you?
Who are you? You know, so I like that, just that, you know, unfiltered kind of just us doing us. And even then, there's always going to be a little bit of filter. Like we don't see, you know, lights and cameras and microphones and stuff around us. Like we see it, and you know you ain't trying to hurt nobody feeling. Like I just spared somebody we was talking about. And that's only because like we ain't being transparent to cause problems, right? I even still pray for that person and pray for their growth as well, right? Hoping that they live long enough to repent and ask God for forgiveness and then do better to bring more light to his kingdom. Like that gotta be part of it, at least for us. Yeah. You know. But yeah, man, God has always got to be in the money stuff, and God we trust, but nobody sees those letters when they spending it, you know, however they spend it. Nobody be paying attention to that. Right. But yeah, finance is the conversation. Did you have like somewhere you were going with the finance conversation in your head tonight? Do it in front of the people? No? My big thing is, I mean, I don't know. I mean, my big thing right now is still working on the client base, forever working on the client base for the accounting firm. But really, I feel like we need short-term income. I tell you all this all the time. You need short-term income, I need long-term income. And then I can take some of those random sporadic jobs where somebody asks us to, do work on a project, and then we get paid out. The payouts are fast and everything, and that part is great, especially when you need that little extra money coming in, right? But like, that's important that we have money spread no matter what. So a lot of times Corey and I will put things on the calendar, and it'll be like 5 months from now and stuff like that, just to work out the overall skeleton of our calendar, right? But then you also got to set up them short-term wins, which we have, but those start to die out. So you got to have the consistency of the short-term wins. You know what I'm saying? That's really important just on the entrepreneur level. But I'm working on that, which is going to help bring some more money into the house, of course. Canna Bros is doing well. If for any reason you have not checked out the Canna Bros podcast, not to do no cross marketing, but we ain't playing with them. Me and my dog Corey are at it, bringing some of that accounting firm knowledge and the love for the industry, just really wanting to see people win. And that's what we talk about. We bring different voices. People get to come on to the platform. They voice their vision. I'm working on editing some stuff right now where we spoke to a spiritual collective leader. This would be the equivalent of what the Christian church would call like a pastor, but it's not that religion necessarily. It is, and it's all around something very surprising that people are just gonna love. So if you haven't checked that out, it should be out by the time we put this out or coming soon. So make sure you go to youtube.com/c/the Canna Bros. That's TheCannaBruhz. Know that.
Z.
Big Z.
Capital Z.
Know that. But yeah. So of course, the Canna Bros, we're setting up different like events and stuff. We're the media partner for the CBD Expo tour. And the last stop is in Orlando. So when we're recording this right now, what's today? The 25th of August. 25th of August. We're recording this right now. But that's in October. Hopefully, they can get off work.
I will be off.
Okay, we're gonna have a good time in Orlando, and then I don't know, maybe family in Georgia, maybe they want to come down, or I don't know, but everybody just
have some family in Orlando.
You do? Okay. Well, yeah. Well, definitely got family in Florida. I knew that there was family in Florida, so definitely invite them out, kind of just see us rock out. But most importantly, not only support us, but support the industry, because a lot of these brands need that type of stuff. We're working on that, working on some deals, sponsorship deals, stuff like that. That media money is different because it could be a lot of it, but it's a lot of work that we're putting in to try to get to the point where we're really cashing out. And that's the tough part, because it's like, not just doing a podcast on its own, like the Canna Bros Make Mentality merch is launching soon. So the merchandise will be there. The different gigs and opportunities, like the in-person type stuff. We still gonna continue to hit people hard with the content and all that kind of stuff. So online presence, IRL, right? E-commerce, all that stuff. All of that. I know I talked about a lot of stuff that was me. And all of that is necessary to increase the amount that I'm bringing into the household. I got to take care of us, right? I be calling to try to make sure my mama's straight. Of course, even before that, it's always Sophia. So anything that's related to Sophia and Sophia responsibilities, I got to do that with my life on the line. And no matter what it is, I got to do it. And then that part is, so I'm crazy. Where you at with finances? What's on your mind with finances?
I mean, I got my job, my salary job. That's the little change coming in every 2 weeks.
Always important. The standard, the set check.
Yeah. And then Minnie and Mary, touchy subjects.
Why?
Because I feel like it's not bringing in enough money for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
and it costs, like, that resin is not cheap.
Right.
So I feel like it has to bring in more to be profitable, and that's where I'm struggling with it. But yeah.
What is it that you feel, if it was like one thing that you wish you had more of or had in general, what would it be, like, for Minnie and Mary?
Besides more customers?
Whatever it is. So customers is it? Is that the number one? Is I just need more clients?
Yeah.
Because you feel like, pricing and everything is good with the business. Like if it was just multiplied.
I think so, yeah.
And then do you feel like the spending habits, as far as like how conscious you are of like how much you're spending, how much in expenses, how much in income? Do you feel like you have a pretty much like a good balance on that?
Yeah, I think once I get the Cricut machine, that investment will kind of offset the money I'm spending on just getting those stickers and stuff, whereas I can just make them myself.
Right. So cutting down on expenses. So one major purchase that is going to almost pay for itself if you're able to create things with it, and then it helps the flow of what Minnie and Mary's already doing, building on top of that, and then you're able to roll things out. My thing I always am thinking about all the time, all the businesses. So Minnie and Mary rolled in with Cantor Bros, Harvest Accounting Firm, all that stuff, is marketing, the perception of the people. Like, that's why I wanted to make sure that we came on and gave them this like raw, whatever version of us and all that kind of stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Because marketing is so important for a business. Like, it's putting together collections, putting together series, putting together things that people can fall in love with, so they don't just buy one, they buy 5, they buy 3. Like, those things are important because you could stay afloat with that core client base, right? Even if you don't drastically improve or increase your core base, right? Like, let's say your core base is 20, but all 20 are buying more than one. Right. So let's say it's 20 and they're buying 3 a piece all the time on average. Right. So now you're selling, let's say all the time. By time, I mean like 1 to 2 months at least. Like within 1 to 2 months, 30 to 60 days, you're selling 60 pieces, like all the time. No, and whatever your price is, right? So you can raise price if you want, keep them the same, bundles, all that stuff, but people are buying multiple. And I think that's like a super important thing, right? So like controlling perception of your brand to where people actually want to like believe in it. They really want to support. Like, hey, that's the ladies are like, oh, that's cute. The dudes are like, yo, that's dope, right? For those that don't know, can you spotlight Minnie and Mary real quick, like what it is, what it's about?
So Minnie and Mary is it's smoking accessories, so rolling trays, ashtrays, trinket boxes, bookmarks, anything you can think of, basically. And it's all handmade out of resin. And
yeah, dope. And you're looking to expand too, but you want to keep that under wraps right now, because I know you kind of already mentioned your new machines coming in, all that kind of stuff. You want to keep that under wraps? Yeah. Like, you're expanding on some different stuff, like the ideas, the creativity, the things that you can do because of that new machinery changes Minnie and Mary. So now there's going to be some rollouts of new type of products, right? New styles, new patterns. The possibilities are endless because now you're getting a machine that can help you with overall like creativity. So now you're not limited to the few things or the whatever you're working with now, right? Yeah.
I do think as far as the marketing could be better. I'd be lacking the motivation to market it, but I'm working on it.
You've been listening to a lot of like podcasts, reading stuff. Your ears and mind has been open a lot lately. It's just something that I noticed, and it's dope because I've been trying to like light a fire under your creative side, because that's just the beauty of life to me. Like everybody just being creative and finding different ways to express themselves is like everything to me, right? Man, what were we listening? We were listening to something on the way we were picking up dinner for tonight or whatever. We were listening to, dang, and I'm trying to shout them out. We Still Like Each Other is the name of the podcast. So shout out to them. And I don't know the names or whatnot if you want to run that, but We Still Like Each Other was dope because they have it's a married couple, whatever like that. They were mentioning something about like the longest couple that's been married was like 86 plus years or something like that, and which that's the record, right? That was the record. And I think it was probably about 11 years ago where they were, they got the record and all that kind of stuff.
That's what Stephanie and
Travis. We Still Like Each Other. I think that's dope. I think it's dope. So just shout out to them. I just like when people just out there, we get all these, like, first of all, we get all of these false reality marriages and stuff that get shown. And even with like streaming services being like super big and everything right now, we still get these like fake ass marriages. You'd be like, yeah, that's not what marriage is like. But marriage has been cool so far. I mean, man, marriage has been pretty
almost
cool.
2 years in.
Almost.
I don't know. I was thinking the other day, like, I felt like ever since me and Bae started dating, we've been married. Like, it feels the same to me.
Feels exactly the same.
Like, we've always been like transparent, always been like honest with each other, communicate, and if there's ever an issue, of course, we usually just work it out. We talk about it, work it out. What are you doing? Yeah. Why couldn't you just wipe it off for me?
You're right. Because you do that. I don't mom you.
But I mean, of course, it hasn't been perfect this entire time, but I feel like we can get through anything.
Yeah.
Or the stuff we have gone through is nothing,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what some people get into marriage for.
Yeah.
For me and you, I think the thing was we were looking for a permanent partner to do life with, for real. I am not looking to fake and be some person I'm not. I'm not looking to be sexy 100% of the time. I'm sorry. I probably am sexy 100% of the time anyway.
You be trying to make me be sexy 100% at a time.
Yeah, because I don't get it 100% of the time. Like it's one of those things where like, and you accept it. Like it doesn't happen. He gonna keep trying. Yeah. And I accept I ain't gonna get 100%. But accepting don't mean that you stop pushing. I still push because I'm like, I really appreciate it. I really value when you're dressed up and stuff like that. Like, that's just what it is. It's because I still, as tied in and locked in as we are and everything, I can still be shallow as hell with you. You know what I'm saying? I can still be like, yo, like, I want to see you dressed up because check this out. If y'all don't know this, right? We both work from home primarily. For the most part, right? I may have a business trip or something like that. You may go into the office every 2 times a week, I think, at this point. But like, yo,
we're just around each other.
We're around each other, and she dressed like this, like this. It's just ain't nothing cute about that. Bruh, what you do? How long you gonna do this dance break? Anyway, see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. No, but
I be bumming around.
Looking like little bro. Like sometimes like she's straight up, bruh. She be out here. Now she always hates when I say that, but I'm like, you out here looking like somebody little brother around this mother. But I'd be like, so when I'm asking, it's because you gotta really think about it from my perspective, right? I'm like, yes, I'm a person that, as far as women, I like women dressed up. I like to see women in dresses. This is my personal preference, not saying there's something wrong with anything else, because I've seen beautiful women, including my wife, where it's the opposite of what I would say I typically like. Everybody, there's always exceptions to the rule. In fact, one of my things when like, oh, okay, yeah, she the one, it's just being able to see you in these different ways and still be like, yeah, she's still kind of cute though. That part was important, because if it was just trash, and then cute in one particular look, that would really suck. But I mean, I would never, that's part of our transparency. I would never hide, and I never have hid it with you, that I like when you're dressed up. I like when you put on makeup, doing something with your hair, do something with your hair, right? And then just the ultimate, like, I like and it may have just been like the women that I like fantasized about when I was a kid, or when I grew up, the women I was incurring and stuff like that. Like, I just like you shaking your head. That's like dismissing what I'm saying.
No, keep going, man.
Okay. I'm just saying, I like women being women. I like smelling good, soft touching, looking good, being a little prestige to where they seem like you should hold them up on a pedestal. Like, you don't have no choice but to do that. So, though that's one of the difficulties of working at home. We share an office too. So working at home in the same room with that person all the time, you know how you do, everybody do annoying little like weird shit when they are just working a zone or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I'm cool with it, but I do need a break. And I try to voice that to my wife. I need that though. Like, I'm
break.
You
want me to dress up?
Yeah, I need a break from the monotony. I need a break from the t-shirts, the shorts you slept in, the glasses and hair, however it needs to be comfortable or whatever. Like, because I know
So you just want me to wake up one morning and get all dressed up, put makeup on, to go sit in the other room?
Okay, I'm not saying that's where it should happen, but if you feel like, yeah, it should be sometime, you got to realize it's in a row. I'm seeing it repeatedly, right? Like, repeatedly. So that's just my thing. Like, for you, we don't talk about, because I want to get into like what your thing is about marriage, where you're like, okay, this is something I accept, just like kind of like that part. But what you accept, what you would like to alter it, change it just a little bit or whatever like that. In full transparency. I ain't gonna give the people no BS. I want to give them full transparency about, like, from a married couple, how they feel. My wife is, everybody say queen. My wife is life. You understand? My wife is life. So don't, just disclaimer to anybody, don't ever try to twist my words like I'm saying my wife is not fine. She's not a dang goddess. She's not beautiful. What I'm talking about is real talk. And if you've been married before, or you've been in a long-term relationship before, you living with that person, doing life and all that stuff, like as we say, then it's things you're gonna get tired of, and you're gonna want to see things you're gonna want to see a little bit more, things you're gonna want to decrease, and things you're gonna want to increase. Simple, right? So it's not to hurt any feelings, and I don't feel like giving you a disclaimer. I'm just giving a disclaimer to the people, so they ain't in here looking like, oh, yeah, she mistreated.
I'm just trying to think of something that I want more of.
I want you to keep thinking on it. I mean, I'm not going to stay quiet, podcast. I can't do that while you think. But I mean, for
because I just
don't care. Some people do. Do you accept and respect the fact that it's things I care about?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I care about. Like that's good enough. It was good enough for me, is knowing that you care, because I know one thing about my wife. My wife is not going to be like, oh, he care about this? All right. And that's it. She gonna care about this. Let me hear you out. If it's something that I can help you with, I'll try to help you with if it's doable. Now, if it's something like, oh man, I want my wife to drive a flying car, you know what I'm saying? Like some people really just be on some like high expectations for a life that they don't live. You get what I'm saying? But for me, I'm just saying there's hours on hours on hours of us in the same room putting up with whatever, right? You don't get dressed to go to the office, the home office. Right. You get dressed to go to work, but then you dress in front of me for all of 15 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the office by the time you leaving, or I'm waking up, you go to the gym.
This could also be solved by more date nights.
Come on, talk about it. So which night? That's Wednesdays for us. Wednesday right now.
We switched it to Saturday.
Oh, that's right. We switched it to Saturday.
But
it's been rough.
It's been rough.
It's been rough lately. One, because there's so many like crazy things on the calendar where, you know, like weekends are taken by a lot of different stuff. Different events. You're trying to work on stuff. And then one major thing is if you don't feel like your bank account is there, right, you're gonna be like, fuck a date.
Right. And gas too expensive.
Bruh. And now there's other options that of course you can do.
We could do stuff at home, but we tired of being in the house all the time.
We work here. You know the real talk. We work here. So you be like, in-house dates, I don't feel like it. This is kind of it's funny, tonight is kind of an in-house date for us, like a new activity, podcasting with the people. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, having some drinks together, not cooking, we ordered out or whatever, picked up, carry out some quick food or whatever like that, to where we could just spend time. Even this conversation, I appreciate you and I love you.
I love you too.
I do. I appreciate you because some people can't have that conversation with their wife. They can't just be like because you're afraid of just getting sniped back at. You know that I ain't got time for that. Like, nah, bruh. Because I'm gonna tell you, because every woman out there, whether you have a woman like I have that is more like willing to listen, willing to accommodate if she can, she's reasonable, logical, all that and the above. But whether you have that or you have the little snapper, the snapper, you know what I'm saying? Whether you have either one, it don't change anything. And if you are quick to snap at me, and that means that I am going to now get quiet, right? Then what's going to happen?
Mess up the communication.
It's going to mess up. It's going to mess up the communication, and it's going to build and build in the back of his head. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "Bruh, she keep dressing like this, right, bruh. I'm really pissed, but I can't say nothing. She keep doing it, bro. She not understanding.
You gonna feel some type of way.
You gonna feel a certain way, and this stuff gonna blow up past where it needs to blow up. You ain't gonna be able to have these logical conversations, communicate effectively. With me and you communicate with a lot of transparency all the time. And if we weren't doing that all the time, trust me, there would be issues. Yeah. That's why our people always say a great relationship is built off of trust and communication. You trust me that what I'm saying isn't malicious. Right. You right? I trust you to actually listen and not just hear what I'm saying. If I have a issue or gripe or anything, or even I'm just, it ain't even like I want you to change something. Sometimes I just want to be heard. Just saying, even if it's something for us in a joint effort, we need to change. Sometimes I'm just talking to you. Yeah. We're one. So that's like telling myself not to think. You know what I'm saying? Like talking out loud to you is like thinking in my head. Yeah. You know? So that's a big one. You come up with anything that you would like more of or less of? Yeah. No, not yet? Yeah. Cool.
I just love everything about you.
All right. So maybe like a fucking asshole. Right? So and that's just what it is.
No, I just can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot. I'm a very simple person, right? Period. So
yeah, and I get it. I like the simple things, but I'm a go getter.
I know, babe.
So
and you know, I don't mind dressing up and getting cute.
Oh, for sure. Anyway, and you do it well too.
Yes, but I don't know. It's just like, I guess I just get comfortable with how we living right now, and we ain't in the streets, we are stuck in the house, and I just feel like sometimes you're like, what is the point?
But
Point is for you.
there you go. The moral of the story is what? You just said it.
For you?
It's
for you.
So,
It's for us.
sometimes you're doing things. The moral story, if I had to put it in words, the moral of the story would be that you, in a marriage, a lot of times things that may seem small or not important, right, to you, may be important to your partner.
Right.
And if your partner is important to you,
You'll
you're gonna
make it
adjust.
important. Yeah.
You'll make it important.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. It's just like small effort. Like for example, if I'm like, oh, you should dress up. If you did that one day in the next 2 weeks, win. You get what I'm saying? And not just for work. Even if you're like, well, I don't have no giant date night or whatever, but I'm gonna dress up and I'm gonna cook dinner, right? And we're gonna sit at our beautiful dining room table
That we don't use.
that we don't be using at all. We normally sit right where y'all see us at and watch TV and eat, just like we was doing before we cut all this stuff off. But yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. But if you're able to, if you're like something small like that, I'm gonna take the groceries we already had in the fridge. I'm gonna cook on my night to cook, and I'm gonna, after work, you know, I'm just, while you're chilling, watching TV, still working on stuff or whatever you're doing, I'm gonna go in the bathroom or go into the closet, whatever. I'm gonna kind of put something on for you. Even if it's light, I'll notice the difference because I know the difference. I know even a little bit of effort, that goes a long way. And that's just our particular thing. Everybody else will have their own like particular thing as a couple that they just kind of have to work through. But that's also a part of a bigger issue. That bigger issue being post-pandemic life, right? Because, you know, we've slowed down post-pandemic and we found our sweet spot and our groove in it post-pandemic. So we know how to operate. We still like to get out there, you know, whether it's, you know, with the neighbors or something like that, with our friends, invite them over here, go to their cribs. A lot of our friends have houses and dogs and stuff like that. So going out to just kind of kick it, trying out different restaurants, doing different stuff. And now we're ready to get back outside for real, you know, ready to get back outside, you know, go to some lounges, you know what I'm saying, go to some bars, some stuff like that. It just, you know, we got in the house, we got post-pandemic, you realize a lot of stuff, just having a screen in front of you, just the internet in front of you. You start looking at stuff that you ain't got in your local area. You know, we'd be like, dang, we just gonna go to a consumption lounge. Oops, we don't have a consumption lounge in the Dallas, Texas area. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Texas still has that issue with cannabis and all that kind of stuff that we don't see being solved until it's solved on the federal level. That's just what it is. So if me and
that's why we ain't got no weed now.
Facts. Because you know why? Because you can't just go down to real quick to the dispensary that's not that far from you, cop something real fast. No, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hit the plug. You gotta hit the plug. But no, man, that's really it. So, you know, finances. It's finance night. We always gonna have a conversation about what we having conversation about.
I feel like if you really serious with somebody, that's somebody you want to marry, finances, you gotta talk about finances.
Yeah. I think that's just our topics in general. The ones that our 9 o'clock topics every week that we go through. It's our health, it's finances, it's date
health,
night,
as in like mental health and like just
everything,
health.
physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, right? It's like, how are you doing? You know, so we're gonna chop that up with them on health night. You know, appreciate y'all checking out the pilot episode or the first episode, however you want to call it, of the Duncan Dynasty Podcast. Again, that's my lovely wife,
Jasmine,
and I'm Jerell, and we are the Duncans. We appreciate you checking us out, man. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all go out there, have a good one. Try to stay drama free, and
be great.
what she said. We out.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. Make sure you catch up on all our videos. What do you want to see next? Leave a comment below. See you next time.